Here he is.
Everybody enjoy hearing from Joel?
Yo, what's up everybody? I'm here out in LA right now. I went to Tai Lopez's Mentor Conference last night. I'm gonna review that right now and talk to you guys all about it. So about a year and a half ago, I discovered Tai Lopez on social media. You guys probably all saw, I'm here in my garage. So I started following him on YouTube a little bit, watching his podcast, getting some good information. Then he started talking about this mentor conference for only $100 out in LA. And I'm from Ohio, so I thought that's not really a bad deal at all. You know, catch a plane and go out there, and even if the conference is horrible, you know, it was only $100. But the conference was really good. I did take some footage of the conference, a little bit, but you weren't really supposed to. They made you sign a waiver that you weren't supposed to record the whole thing, so I kind of stayed away from it. I just recorded a little bit of what the place looked like, you know, who was talking here and there, and I'm going to show you guys that here in a second. But overall, it was great. I would totally recommend going to it. I made a lot of connections out here. I actually plan on coming back out here, and I'm going to stay with somebody here at UCLA who was nice enough to host me here in 2 weeks, so I absolutely thought it was worth it, and it's great. If you get the opportunity to do it, I would come out here. I would check it out, especially for a price of $100. So if he does it again, I'd just hop on. My Spirit flight was $270 out of Detroit, Michigan. My hotel was $300 here at the Holiday Inn by the airport, and Uber and around. So it really wasn't all that expensive. So if you have the opportunity to do it, I would go out, listen to him, and get some good advice. So I'll show you guys the exact form of all the speakers, but here's how it worked. So I got there, it started at 11 o'clock. There was like a VIP deal that started earlier. So I got there at about 9:30. VIP started at 9:30, the general admission started at 11. So how it worked is you got there, you stood in line for a second, you registered. It was really easy, just kind of signed in with your email, and then they gave you a little pass and a little thing on your shirt. So we hung out in the hotel. There's a lot of people there. So I sat down with a group of guys, starting to get to know them, and then went into the conference. So overall, he mentioned that in his Snapchat videos beforehand that there'd be about 800 people there, and that was the truth. I mean, I think there's probably 700 to 800 people there. It was extremely packed. We all sat down, they started it. There was a lead speaker who was pretty good, but then the first person to come out was Cole Hatter, who does some real estate, and he talked all about sales pitches and what kind of words you should use, and what are the big keywords, like words like free, and kind of stay away from the words cost, and stay away from the words fees. You want to use the words investment. So he had a really good sales pitch. And then next up was a guy named Patrick. Patrick was a financial advisor out from Oklahoma. He just gave us some pretty general finance knowledge, just kind of talked about ROI a little bit, talked about his journey. So it was kind of good to see that. He talked a little bit about about loans and starting a business on a loan. I mentioned the difference between a line of credit and getting out a loan, and just talked about that, just general finance knowledge. And I talked to him afterwards, and Patrick was a really cool guy. And he actually has been friends with Tai for a while and is going to host Tai and a couple other people out for Warren Buffett's shareholder meeting. So afterwards, I got his phone number, and I'm going to actually go out there and stay with him and go to the shareholder meeting here in a couple of months to see Warren Buffett talk. The event was fully catered, I would say. There was like a bunch of fruit out there. There was a lot of snacks. There was a ton of water, so you didn't have to worry about that. Obviously, you had to go for lunch. But after the first two speakers, Joel Salatin came out and just kind of talked about how he hires people and really how he fires people as well, and just talked about his system and what he does. He just mentioned like little things, little tests, just to make sure people are, you know, complimenting others, make sure they're being respectful, make sure they're following directions. He has people applying to a website and make sure that they follow directions. So, you know, pretty good knowledge there. Before we broke for lunch, Tai came up for a minute and just kind of talked and broke us apart. We went out to lunch, went to Chipotle, talked to some guys. When I came back, Tai ended up talking really right away. He went up there and talked, and he spoke from about 4 o'clock. It had to be until like 11. He had a panel up there with some people, but I mean, he talked a very long time. So if you're thinking about coming out to a conference like this and you don't think you're gonna get your money's worth, or it's gonna be cut short, it's not cut short. They were going over all the time. It was supposed to be an event from 11 in the morning till 10 at night, and we got out of there at 11:30 or 12. So it's 100% worth it. So just check out some of the footage. Like and subscribe this video. There's gonna be more content coming out soon. So here's everything I got by going to Tai Lopez's Mentor Conference. When you walked in, you signed in and then went ahead and put your name on a pass here so you could get in and out of the conference if you had to use the restroom or whatnot, or when you went out for lunch. You got a bag that's pretty cool. You got a notebook with a pen, so if you didn't bring a notebook that you could take some notes. And then we got this sheet that has the entire schedule on it. So if registration was from 7 to 11, and there was multiple sessions, and it went all the way until, honestly, session 3 went all the way to midnight, which was pretty ridiculous, but really, really cool. And then on the back side, it lists all of the speakers that were there. So you got Joel Salatin, Alex Mehr, Cole Hatter, Patrick Tucker, Mike Crouch, Jaiden Gross, Joe Soto, and James Swanwick. So a very good conference with a lot of good stuff.
Talk to them. Yeah, no business partners. It depends if you're already. Yeah. Probably should be okay. Talk to the team member. Yeah. What's up, man? How are you? Yeah.
Did you guys see me here earlier? I showed up, I fought some predators, killed some aliens, choked motherfuckers. Nah. Did you guys see Arnold earlier?
Yeah.